short for a stormtrooper?
Although Episode 9 is still extremely far away, I think it's still worth talking about some aspects of Episode 8 that still might end up affecting Episode 9. And one very important question to ask is what will ultimately end up happening to Finn? Finn has proven himself to be a great soldier and an excellent asset, so obviously he will remain useful to the Resistance in some way. But there are a lot of components that go into this, because there are still so many unanswered questions about Finn. And probably most important is whether he is Force sensitive and whether he will become a Jedi. Now, of course, this theory is something most everyone can get behind, because most people can agree that Finn is absolutely going to be a major player. But I think there's a reason why Finn's combat skills with a lightsaber were showcased for us, and why his background includes special training in melee. It's because this is certainly going to come into play again down the line. This wasn't just for showing off in The Force Awakens, this means something for his future. And if things end up the way I think they will, Finn could end up training under Luke. By the time we enter into The Last Jedi, Rey and Finn are still separated, but I don't believe this will be for a long time, and not for the entire film. I think near the end of the movie, they will end up crossing each other's path once again. Perhaps some major event brings them together. And with Rey's training already underway, and maybe even complete at that point, what's the next step for Finn? Well, it's my idea that he might end up following in the exact same path as Rey, and begin his life yet again as a dedicated Jedi warrior, as part of Luke's new Jedi Order, whatever that may be. Of course, there is one thing we do not know for sure, and that is if the term Jedi is even being used in the same way. Because when you think about it, Luke really isn't a Jedi anymore. He's more of a masterless warrior carrying around a dead religion. And we don't know if Luke will even be teaching more students again. He might not want to take on more students, as the Jedi Order may be considered a mistake even by its founding members like Yoda and Obi-Wan. But regardless of this, Luke can't give up. He has to continue to pass on his knowledge. That's why Leia sent Rey to Ahch-To. And yet, who could possibly blame him for not wanting to move forward? Could you really fault the guy after everything he's been through? So, who could teach Finn then in that kind of a situation? Well, why not Rey? As I said before, by the end of Episode 8, Rey's training may be nearly complete, as we don't know exactly how much time and what kind of training methods Luke will use. It could be possible that he employs an entire new method of approaching this problem, allowing Rey to take over everything. Because think about this, if Luke ends up being gray, which everyone is now starting to believe, the word Jedi itself would simply take on a different meaning. It is an ancient religion who used to practice the Force to provide safety and security to the galaxy. And now, in this current timeline, it simply means a Force warrior. There is no order of Jedi anymore. It's just the idea that remains. And this translates into their training, because realistically, for a gray Jedi, there is none. For them, there is only the Force. If you feel it, you can feel it. And if you can fight, then fight. As long as you follow the Force. I'm a firm believer that what Luke will be teaching in Episode 8 will be similar to Yoda's in many ways, but also drastically different because so much has changed. The Force will always need warriors, but the time of the Jedi is over. Only the concept is there to be upheld. Peace, protection, and the security of the galaxy remain at the forefront of their lives. Yet, they are unrestricted by any kind of beliefs. They would be practically new warriors for a brand new generation of Star Wars. So what do you guys think about all of these ideas? Do you guys think that Luke will be gray? Do you think that Rey will be gray? And do you think that Finn could possibly become Rey's apprentice in this new order that Luke is creating? Leave all of your ideas down below. Share all of your thoughts and opinions. I want to hear from you guys. And as always, until next we meet, stay in a galaxy far, far away.